Welcome back to Vilnius, Lithuania for the 2021 World Open Sub-Junior, Junior Masters Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships. In this afternoon session, we will have the 105s, the 120 and the 120 plus men. And I am joined with none other than British powerlifting legend Joe Whiteley. And how are you feeling this afternoon? This is an exciting session. There's some big nominations on here.
We can see some massive opening weights on we've got the 105s and the 120s in Group A. We haven't even seen the openers for the super heavyweights, but we're seeing 350, 357, 330 right across the board.
So quite a few of those opening lifts are pegging pretty close to the world record.
Yeah.
The 105 world record is a whopping 346. The 120, 365. These are big numbers, and you look across the board here, we've got 357.5 in the 120 as an opener. We've got a 355 there. All very, very close to world records. It is going to be a very interesting session. What we've seen so far this week is a lot of people pushing themselves to the limits, a lot of reds.
Well, we've not had this competition for a couple of years now, and I think people have been off competition equipment, and it's kind of shown in some of the performances. We've seen some real upsets, and I don't think you can predict how it's going to go.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell. We were talking earlier about how important it is to be training on equipment that meets competition standards. I mean, obviously it's fantastic if you can train on Eleiko equipment. There's nothing better than being able to do that, but you don't always have that advantage. But at least be training on
a bench that's the right height.
Exactly.
I think we've seen a lot of people fail for having the butt off the bench this week, and I think that's with training on a bench that isn't the right height.
So first up, Zdenek Tuhasik, Czechia, 217.5. And with his many years of experience, I would imagine that he's picked something that's pretty easy for him to get on a first go. He's got a best lift of 247.5.
He did make this weight at Czech Nationals early this year.
Oh, he struggled a little bit at the top of the lockout. I think he just mistimed it at the top there.
I think he did. Just that transition point where the shirt stops giving you any benefit and you have to catch it and drive it home.
Yeah, it really did. If you look at the replay, you can see he gets to the top, and I think it was a bit of, am I at the top? No, I'm not. I've got to give it another push. Martin Marshall, Great Britain. Looking for 220. We've seen some pretty good performances from the British team thus far.
Martin's been around a while, and he's coached by the legend that is Mark Giles, so he should be good with this.
Probably a little bit harder than he wanted to be. He struggled with the left. Looked like he just came down pretty low on his touch point there. Might be able to see in the replay. Hard to tell from here. It just looks like it went a bit forward than he wanted to be. So then he's really had to fight it back.
Yeah, it was really close. Went to within a couple of inches of lockout. Could not get it any further.
Yuki Sato from Japan, 275. He has a couple of records under his belt. There's a 315.5. 275 should be manageable, but it's very hard to tell these days.
Not leaving himself a huge amount of time.
Using up a lot of time. We've seen that so much this week.
15 seconds left. If he gets told to re-rack the bar, then he's going to be in trouble.
Just sneaks in there.
He did
jumped
not
the press
wait
command.
for the press command.
And I'm pretty sure he knows that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that's no lift, and as you see there, all the experience in the world sometimes doesn't help you. Felix Bessler from Germany. looking for 290. He's got long arms and a long way to move the bar.
He's been competing in BBDK for a long time, but don't think he's been to an international before.
Certainly in good company here. Has to work to the touch and really struggled with it.
I couldn't tell there whether it just popped off his chest because he couldn't keep it down, or he beat the rack command and then tried to bring it down
hard to tell.
again.
I think it popped because he couldn't keep it down. He was really struggling to get the touch. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think it was just dancing about on his chest.
But it's a no lift. Milan Selinger, Czechia. $290 kilos. And he is no stranger. 15 years of experience on the platform under his belt. And let's see if he's made the right decision on his opener. I would imagine so. Oh, it's struggling to get to the top there. It's a real struggle to get to lockout. He got off the chest really well. Have a look. He gets plenty of speed off the chest. And just that left arm just didn't want to lock. Jesper Mikkelsen from Denmark, 292.5. So we have seen a couple of changes to some opening lifts. So Oliver Dahlqvist in the 105s has increased his opener. Oh, he's having to work hard again.
That is really hard. He has managed to lock it.
He gets to the top. What do the referees have to say?
He waved it around a little bit.
He gets it on the board. He's giving his head a bit of shake, saying, "I'm not really sure what happened there, coach." Yeah, he slid across the bench. Yeah, his whole body shifted across the bench, so he's lost a lot of power there. But he got it there.
He's on the board, that's what matters.
Yevgeny Ronko, ROC, looking for 325 kilos. We're in the 105 class, so just a reminder the world record is 346. And when we talk about the 105s, the 120s, and the 120 pluses, it's really not unusual to see quite significant jumps from one lift to the next.
Another lifter unusually wearing knee wraps is well within the rules. You're allowed to do it. I don't know what benefit you would get from it.
Yeah, look, the only thing I can imagine is, I mean, obviously it's not going to give you any benefit for the lift.
Oh, that's...
And he's struggling to lock, and he's not going
to watch. He did get 332.5 at Russian Nationals early this year, so...
Yes, it's well within reason. Oliver Dahlqvist from Sweden has quite the career. He's been a junior world champion. I think he's been a sub-junior world champion. He was lifting in the 93s. He's now in the 105s. And as I spoke to him yesterday, he's really looking forward to lifting in the 105s. So he's opening with 327.5, which is well within his reach. His bench press PB listed is 282.5.
That's the best I've got for him too, but if he's gone up a weight class...
Yeah, been having a chat with him earlier in the week. Oh, he's struggling to get it. He's gotten out of control there. How did he muscle
wow,
that out of there at all?
I don't know how he got that off his chest because his whole position had slipped.
Yeah, I think he just moved on the bench. Let's have a look at the replay.
It's not as obvious from the side.
Yeah, his body shifted, and you can see the bar shift.
Yeah.
Somehow he managed to
I
actually
didn't
shift
think
it.
he was going to move that even an inch.
So he's put himself behind the 8 ball a little bit, but he's been competing since a young age, so he's got plenty of experience. Volodymyr Betya, Ukraine now 327.5 as well. Now, that shirt looks pretty tight around his chest, and you can see it compressing. It's a nice touch, though.
He's going to need to keep his head down.
And he gets to lock out, and he gets 2 red lights, though, and I can see the referee motioning to the head movement there,
right,
like
okay.
you said. And we might catch it on this replay. You can already see it starting to lift off the bench.
Yeah, there it goes.
Way off. He's not going to get away with that one.
Nope. Sometimes the side referees miss it because it's masked by the plates, but the jury have the same replay
Yeah, and it is
we
a really
have.
hard one to see.
Yeah.
And it can be quite difficult to keep your head down as well in a equipped bench, as that shirt begins to compress your chest. It pulls you all in, but you've got to really resist that. 3:30 on the bar for Tumanjagul, Mongolia.
So only one man out of 9 has got their opening lift in the 105 so far.
And Tumanjagul, I think, did 340 last year, I think. Back in 2019, he did a 340. And he has done a 350 as well. Oh, he's finding it very hard to get the touch there. He gets it there, but
He's given too much of himself in keeping that bar.
you could see as it was wiggling around there, it just moved further down his chest as well.
You're not going to get the start command, the press command, until that is motionless on your chest.
So only one lifter in the 105s with an opening lift on the board. Viktor Leskovets, Ukraine, 340. And the spotters and loaders have got their work cut out for them with the heavyweights, haven't they?
They do. Now, Viktor was silver medalist in Japan, out in Tokyo.
So he is no stranger to the world platform. He has the experience. He's got a 355 under his belt.
He had a crack at the world record 363 out in Japan. It didn't quite go. Ukrainian national record holder, 346.
And he's got great coaching experience in his corner there. Plenty of speed. Gets to lock.
Nice.
A little bit of lateral movement, but it hasn't affected him. He gets the 3 white lights and it's on the board and puts himself in a very, very strong position with that lift. You can see the explosive power off the chest when he gets the press command. He just explodes. Alexei Stasevich
You can hear him coming.
from Belarus. 350 kilos. He is fired up for this. Being coached there by Olga Mataya. Ignitenko, sorry. She's also the organising secretary for the Belarus Federation. Big lift, wants to get this one on the board.
Well, the biggest lift I've got from him in competition is 322, and this is 350. Oh, I think he's got it.
That should be a good lift. And he knows it. He is fired up today. They can hear him back home in Belarus.
I think they can.
Great lift and puts himself in a very solid position. Getting that first one on the board, we've seen all day today how important that first one is. Aslan from Kazakhstan. Looking down the barrel of 350 as well. So he has the 366 listed as his PB. Well, clearly it's not the world record. I imagine he's lifted that in Kazakhstani nationals. And 350 should be good. It moved well. It is. It's three white lights. You're going to have a competition here for the 120s. Alexandra Zikmaniev, ROC now 355. So 365 he did 2019. The Equipped Bench Press Championships. He's the current world record holder, is he?
Yes, in the 120s with 365.
Well, I think he's going to have his work cut out defending that record today. I think everyone wants it. And with a lift like that, it's going to be very hard to beat. He gets one red light from the centre ref.
A yellow card from the centre ref. I wonder if his head came up.
I can see it just shifted a little bit there. I think it was still in contact though.
Yeah, it didn't seem to completely leave the bench.
I think from the angle. Oh, we've got a no
it's
lift
been
call.
Overturned by the jury. I can
being
see
overturned.
Annie Smith approaching the table.
Yeah, it's been overturned, so no lift. But right now, we have 357.5 on the bar for Jimit Seren Batar from Mongolia.
He was the world champion in South Africa. He did not get a lift in Japan.
Yeah, it's a big opener.
This matches the best lift I have from him, which was the World Bench in South Africa 2018.
Yeah, he has a 367.5 nominated as a personal best. And I haven't got a record of it anywhere, so it may have been a local competition.
Lift. Yeah.
Something we haven't got updates for yet, or it could be a gym lift. He's rolling around a little bit.
I'm not sure about lockout from that angle.
Wait and see. It moved fast. It's two
got
white
it.
lights.
He's got it. He's in the lead.
It moved very quickly.
And that gives us 6 good lifts out of 15 lifters in the first round.
Well, that's actually not a bad effort. Martin Marshall from Great Britain really wants to get this one on the board.
Yeah, it seemed to come up well, but he just couldn't get it that last couple of inches to lock out.
I'm sure he had a conversation with Mark out the back, or Mark had a conversation with him.
There's a real buzz about this competition today. It's great to have an audience allowed. I mean, they're widely spread out and it is limited, but at least we've got some audience.
Yeah, the room is really starting to fill up this afternoon. That's a better touch.
It is. Struggle with his left arm a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
still a
he
bit
got
rough
it
there. But
all
he
the
gets it on
way.
the board. And there was a much better touch. You could see right from the touch that was going to be successful. Zdenek to Hasek. Czechia. The only person to put an opening lift on the board in the 105s.
Well, you know, he had the lowest opening attempt
Yeah, he's sitting
out
in
of
number
the
one
group,
position at the
but
moment.
he could end up walking away with it.
You've got to show off on the day. This is still under his best lift.
But he's doing the smart thing. He's putting numbers on that he can actually do.
And, you know, that's it. You've just got to play your plan, get the numbers on the board. Doesn't matter what number you nominate, you've got to put it on there. Good speed. Gets to the lockout. And quite similar to his opening lift with that little bit of a slowdown. And he gets 2 red lights, and I would imagine that is the double movement, the dip of the bar there.
So let's see if we can spot that on the replay. It seemed to stall. I don't know. Maybe it was for
hard to tell on
lockout.
that one.
Maybe it was for lockout.
Could have been a little bit soft on the lockout. And you do see, even on his opening lift, that lockout, particularly on one side, is very slow to lock.
Yeah.
So Yuki Sato from Japan, 275. Missed this on his opener. So currently, Czechia is still in the gold medal position.
He beat the command, didn't he?
Yeah, he just, you know, and he's got nearly 20 years of experience. And as I said, all the experience in the world sometimes doesn't help.
And that's not going. Did it? Did he lock that?
No. Well, maybe he did.
Maybe it was just the odd angle we were looking at it from. I thought he hadn't managed to lock it out.
No, he gets it on the board and puts himself into the gold medal position. Milan Selinger, Czechia, 290. We've jumped back into the 120s now. He missed his opening lift. Now time to rectify that. Gets that big breath in. Oh, it's getting a bit of lateral movement there. Can he lock that right, that left arm out?
I'm not sure.
He did not get the lift. It's 2 red lights.
But he's got yellow cards, not blue,
Yeah,
so
it's
that was a
interesting.
different infraction.
Right, let's watch to see if he lifts off the bench.
He
Yeah, he
is
comes
off the bench.
there. So Felix Wessler from Germany. He missed his open at 290. We're in the 105s again. Going for 300.
He's gone up, hasn't he? Was it a really difficult touch? Was he waving about on the chest?
Yeah, he really struggled to get that to his chest, and I think the extra 10 kilos might just make it that little bit easier to get it down there. Let's wait and see. He's still really got to pull through it, hasn't he? But it's better.
I think it rolled on his chest just as he touched. I think he touched down and then it just rolled forward a little bit.
Just
and he
having
was
a
never
lot
getting
of
that
difficulty
back.
getting the right line.
So we've got it down. Yeah, rolled over his wrist and then it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. So Jesper Mikkelsen looking for 300 kilograms. Opened at 292.5. Was a pretty good lift too. A little bit messy, but came up fairly well.
Did 305 at Danish Bench Nationals last month.
Oh, that's a better line. Oh, he's having to really work to that lockout. I think he's going to struggle.
Yeah, I'm not. He's.
Oh,
You know, he's stuck with
getting
it.
it there.
He did not give up. He kept on pushing, and he's
he
got it
gets
on the
two
board.
white lights.
Wow. I
Never
really thought
quit.
he was not going to lock that out.
Phenomenal strength there in that transition area. Those triceps must be on fire right now. So Yevgeny Narenko, ROC, looking to rectify. He's there at 325. There's nothing sort of seemed to work out on the opening lift. Let's see if he can put this one together. Can he get the touch there? Yes, he does. That looks a lot better. Gets the lockout. What do they say? Yes,
on the board.
3 white lights. Now, Oliver Dahlqvist now looking for that 327.5. Just nothing seemed to go right in that opening lift. He's 26 years of age. He has got 10 plus years of experience. And I don't imagine he would have nominated 327.5 if it was a maybe.
It's an unusual situation though, isn't it? It's unknown territory anyway, because he's competed as a 93 for years and years. Gone up to the 105s. Obviously that's given him a lot of benefit, but he's never done this in competition.
Oh, I think his head might be
up.
lifting there.
Yep. And he's not going to get it anyway.
He's put himself behind the 8 ball now, and you can see the disappointment in his face. He's going to have to really work on getting his energy back again and getting his positivity back. You could see as he walked off there, his head was hanging low. Confidence is taking a beating.
And also, if you're in a tight shirt, it's exhausting just being in it.
So we go to 330. Tumanjagul from Mongolia also missed his opening lift in the 105s.
It's not unusual for him, though. I think he's missed his opener more than he's got his opener.
So he's no stranger to missing the opener.
No.
It's part of his game plan.
that might be going
just
a bit
going
far,
to lure everyone else into a false sense of security.
But he usually brings it back on his second. Let's hope he can do it today.
And what's interesting is Dahlqvist is actually nominated a 330 for his third lift. Went up a couple of kilos, maybe hoping to get an easier touch. Oh, he's struggling to lock out.
Going, is it?
I don't know if he's going to get there.
No.
Again, 2 reds.
You know, you're saying Betiar's got up to 330. I don't think it's about the extra weight. I think it's because he's 50 grams lighter than the Mongolian
could well
lifter.
be.
So if they
It's an
both
all or
only
nothing.
get one in, then that one would take it.
It's an all or nothing.
Well, let's see if he can do it.
Betiar, 330 as well. So missed his opener at 327.5. Now looking for 330. And this would be enough to shoot him into the gold medal position. Here's There's plenty of experience. Good touch.
But it's a struggle, and he can't get
Just
that
can't
right
quite
arm
get
through.
there. He is behind the 8-ball now.
I mean, that's a weight I can't even conceive of holding. I can't imagine that in the hand. Absolutely phenomenal weight.
It is an absolutely ridiculous amount of weight, even just to hold in your hands. And it takes a lot of training and a lot of years to get to this point to even manage to hold that sort of weight. So, Viktor Leskovets in the Ukraine, 357.5. Oh, that moved well.
Yeah, very nice.
That moved very well. 3 white lights. Alexei Sasevich from Belarus. Let's see, he's still fired up. We can hear him coming from the center of Vilnius. They can hear him in Minsk. But that opening lift was fantastic.
It was great.
And this will put him into the gold medal position temporarily.
10 kilos is relatively conservative at this sort of weight.
In the 120s, it's a conservative
But
jump.
he's not just running his own race, you know, he has to react. This is about winning. He has to respond to what everyone else is doing in the competition.
It's the touch. Oh, he is so strong.
There's quite a bit of movement on the bench, hopefully.
There's
that
the
energy.
celebratory scream. So Arslan now from Kazakhstan. I'm not sure if that was Arslan making that or Belarusian still celebrating at the back. 360. So again, this is going to put him in front.
He's significantly lighter than the Belarusian.
And Sasevich from Belarus has put in a bit of a placeholder nomination or a nomination for his third. He's come here to go after the gold medal. So he wants to set it up so he can have a crack at it. He was slow off the chest, but he's struggling to lock.
And there's a lot of movement on the bench.
He gets 2 white lights there. Let's have a look.
Well, there's no rule against wriggling about on the bench as long as you keep your butt planted.
You can wriggle as much as you want. It's not overly beneficial, but if it works for you.
Yeah, see, there's
he
just a
stayed
bit
in
of
contact
shaking.
all the way.
Yeah, it looked from the front, it looked like he was up and down, but he was just shaking a little bit, stayed planted.
So we go to 362.5 now. Alexander Zikmaniev.
Well, we know he can do more because the world record is his at 365.
Yeah, look, and you can see he's missed the 355, but obviously he's quite confident. He's gone 362.5. He's just going to follow his plan.
That's loads better.
And
that is a case where more weight is the answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't do this at home. When in doubt, add more weight.
It's often the answer in a quick bench, though. If you're struggling to get the bar down, you can't get the touch. And
yeah, look, and that really was the issue in the first one. It was just a very hard touch. There was lateral movement. So now we've got Barta with 365, which is quite an interesting nomination, given the record is 365.
If you're coming out for 365, surely you won't notice another half a kilo on the end.
I would have imagined nominate 362.5 or 365.5.
I mean, I would secure the record. Make sure it's yours, and then you can do what you want after that. But it seems I mean, even if it's just confidence, okay, I'm going to get this, then I'll put 10 kilos on the record. I would have put half a kilo on it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, you don't often get a shot at the record. Well, let's see how he handles it. He's got it there quite quickly. The extra half a kilo, I don't think would have made a difference.
So he
Interesting
could
choice.
have been walking away with the world record now.
So he's equalled the world record.
Put himself in front.
You know, and it's a really tough call. He might not get the opportunity for this competition to crack the world record again.
I suppose anything he does after this point is a world record attempt. But we can see, I can already see 4 attempts that have been put in this class that are going to beat the world record, yeah.
So we move into the third round now. Zdenek opened really well on 2:17.5. I was really surprised to see the 2:30 unsuccessful. But he's gone 2:37.5. He is currently ranked number 3 because he has put an opener on the board, was the only one in the 105s to put an opener on the board. And now there's only 3 lifters with a lift on the board.
More than half yet to make a successful bench.
So he came out and he played his game. All he has to do is put this one on the board and sit back and wait and see what happens. And he might just walk away with a bronze medal. It's certainly nice to take home. I don't know if he's going to get this through.
There's a bit of up and down, I think.
Yeah, he gets the lockout, but it just wasn't clean.
Huge respect for the grit and determination to press that through.
Yeah, 3 red lights. It was a monster press.
Blue cards.
Plenty of strength and power. Martin Marshall from Great Britain. Missed his opener, got it on the second attempt, now looking for 240.
The
And
British team are
the
noisy
crowd
today.
is fired up. Gets the start command. See that shirt working.
Oh,
he's
not
just
quite.
struggling. He's
Came
just not
up
getting
really
the line.
quickly. But I think you're right. I don't think he got his touch point quite right.
Putting in a huge effort though. You've probably seen the replay. It just looks like he's coming down a bit further past than he wants to. So then he's got to start. Then he's got to start the backward movement to get it into position. So Milan Selinger now, who has not put a lift on the board. He missed 290 twice. Now looking to at least register a lift. It's been a hard day at work for this man. He has plenty of strength. He's just got to put it all together. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lifters have nominated above the world record.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
I think
he's going to struggle again. He just can't get there.
That's a shame.
He has so much power coming off his chest. It's just not transitioning. And he's lifting his hips up as well.
Once the bar grinds to a halt, you just do everything you can to get it moving.
Felix Vessler finds himself in the same position without a lift on the board yet. This lift would temporarily put him into the silver medal position. Let's see if he can put it all together for this one. Hopefully the touch point is better. That's a better touch. Oh, can he muscle through? He cannot.
No.
Unfortunately, by the time he's gotten to his third lift, he was just really out of
Nothing
steam
left.
to push
So
that through.
We have a change.
So
Just
who
waiting
is
to
changing?
see. Okay, so Sato changed his lift. Yuki Sato has gone up to 335.
That's a big call.
Yeah.
So that means right now we'll have Jesper Mikkelsen from Denmark.
I wonder if he's trying to force a change from another lift. I think he's trying to force the Ranko to go up, and maybe I don't know. That seems.
It's an odd tactic because it is
Yeah.
a very big call. He lifted 275.
I mean, equipped bench is one of the most strategic aspects of powerlifting, but I'm not certain I understand what the strategy is there.
So Jesper Mikkelsen now opened to 292.5, hit 300 for his second, now 310. They haven't been the prettiest of lifts, but they've
No
all
points
gone
for
on the
style.
board. Oh, he's going to muscle, but just can't quite get it there. He just hasn't got enough left in the tank. Big effort, though.
Leaves him with the best of 300.
So Oliver Dahlqvist now, who has struggled with this opening weight of 327.5, has one more shot left at it. It will put him into the number one position for the time being if he can get it on the board. There would have been some big conversations out the back, I think.
This is all or nothing.
Have the last two lifts taken too much out of him, or have they actually given him the confidence that he knows he can handle the weight? He is no stranger to pressure, though. And it's certainly not his first adventure on the world stage. He has plenty of world titles under his belt. A great lifter and a very nice young man. Oh, come on, Oliver.
He's fighting for
Oh, he just
it, but
couldn't quite
no.
get there. He'll be disappointed, probably not the start he wanted in his 105 bench career. But he will be back.
He did overreach, though. That was a lot more than he'd ever handled
Yeah, it was
in
an interesting
competition.
tactic. He had initially nominated 282.5 as an opener and then changed it. But he will be back chasing after another world championship very soon. So 332.5 for Yevgeny Renko. And he is currently ranked number one, I think, yes.
Yep. But frankly, anything could happen at this point.
The unpredictability of equipped lifting.
And he fought
he
it to a
just
standstill.
couldn't quite
Would
get it
not
there.
go. So he's got a nervous few minutes now, watching
So
the rest of the lifters.
he's done everything he can do. He just has to go at the back, get a cup of coffee and wait. And see what happens, and anything can happen. Volodymyr now from Ukraine has not put a lift on the board.
We were looking at him as one of the favourites.
And now he is just trying to salvage what he can. This will put him into first position, but he hasn't looked overly promising. I mean, none of his first two lifts were overly encouraging.
He's not got much time left.
He certainly cut it fine. Gets the start command. And again, it's a struggle.
He gets a lot of speed off the chest.
Yes, so much explosive power off the chest. I can have a look at the replay and just have a look at the bar path and the angle of it. And I recall he's pushing back quite well. He's so much power. Explodes well. Probably could drive back a little bit further. But it just comes to a complete standstill. Unfortunately, no
7
lift.
lifters and only 3 successful lifts so far.
335, Yuko Sato.
Now he is on the board. He's in second place. This will move him ahead. But it's such a huge
It is
jump.
huge. From 275 to
I
335.
don't know that you can just go up 60 kilos. But I've been proved wrong before.
It is a big, big ask though.
He's not primed to, you need to give your nervous system some time to adjust. He's handled it well, but
And
it's not going anywhere. Yeah.
So that's a no lift.
He
He's in
handled the
silver
descent
medal.
better than I expected him to, if I'm honest.
So at the moment, Yevgeny is in the gold medal
He
position.
was miles off the bench even on the descent.
So at the moment, Yevgeny's in the gold medal position and Sato's in the silver medal. Tunjagal now for 337 and a half. This is an all or nothing lift. He either takes home the gold medal and the world championship or he goes home empty-handed. He started at 330 and missed it on both attempts.
And of course, we have the Czech lifter who is a little bit nervously in the back. He's on the podium right now with what was the lightest opener. That looks decent. But it's
I
not
don't
going.
think he's going to muscle through
No.
that one. It's stopped and it's dropped. So Czechia takes home the bronze medal with a 217 and a half, the only one to put an opening lift on the board, and shows how important it is. And Yevgeny from ROC takes home the gold medal and the world championship. We move to the 120 kilo now.
Well, we
And
have
this
more
is-
green in this class,
And
luckily.
it's one heck of a battle. I mean, look at this. We've got 5 lifters, all with world record attempts in. And we start with Alexei from Belarus for a world record attempt, 372 and a half. I have to be a little bit biased. It's my home. And would love to see a world record gold medal come home to Belarus in the equipped
Well,
lift.
he's got the first chance at it.
I'm sure there are plenty of people back home watching this. And he is fired up.
And they can all hear him without a
372 and
TV.
a, they don't have to watch it, they can hear this. 372 and a half. His lifting has been really strong. His 2 lifts
Looked great.
were on fire.
So the world record is currently 365. We're all the way up to 372 and a half.
And if he puts this on, he really does make it tough for the other guys. It's a good touch.
I don't know if he jumped the command,
He may have done. I
But
don't
it's
think he's
not
going to lock
going
it
anyway.
there.
That was
That
a
was an
brave
enormous effort. He didn't get much out of the shirt at all, and he pressed that almost to the top. Huge, huge effort.
attempt. He pushed up, didn't he?
Yeah, he just mistimed that a little bit. So he's currently on 360.
We've just seen another raft of changes run through the group. Faster than I can really follow.
And it's really tough now because no one can go lower than 372.5.
When they've all gone up anyway. No, we've got more changes coming
They're
through.
just going through
think
left, right and centre.
All the remaining lifters have used, well, 3 of them have used 2 changes. So we think we've got...
Another change coming, or is that all of them? I think there's another change coming in yet.
Yep.
Sasha's got his work cut out.
Every one of them have used all their changes. So, I think no one's got any changes left. This is it. We know where we are.
So, we got a world record attempt. 375. Arslan.
This is a big ask to put 10 kilos on a bench world record.
Just shows how much the sport is developing, doesn't it?
Well, if they get it.
Well, that's 375. This will put him in the gold medal.
Here we go. Record attempt number 2 of 5.
375. Record attempt number 2 of 5. I don't think I've ever heard that in a competition.
That's a huge number of red plates on a bench.
There's 1 red plate left in the rack.
He's controlled it well.
Really well. Oh, he just can't quite get there. That was so close.
Valiant effort.
Great.
It really was. Hats off to him for getting it that far.
Attempt number 2 of 5 is out. We have attempt number 3 now. 375 as well. World record attempt 375 kilos. Current world record is 365.
And he did 365 on his second.
And I bet right now he's regretting not doing 365.5.
Kilo on, yeah.
Unless he gets this, which he may well do. He's been very strong.
I mean, let's not forget the world title will go as well as the world record on each of these attempts. He's not got his heels down and he's not getting the start command, and he's got 14 seconds left.
Oh, we talk about this all the time, giving yourself time.
Yeah, I could see daylight under his heels. Even there, he's not got his feet down now. He's got the start command. His head's up.
Yeah, he's used up way too much energy with that. So that is a no-go.
But he's still in first place.
In first place. He has the World Championship and the gold medal.
2 more benches to go.
So 375.5 now for Viktor Leskovets from the Ukraine. So right now, Barter is holding on to that gold medal. Sitting out the back, very nervously watching.
Here he comes.
He's looking fired up. His first 2 lifts were very convincing. 375.5. Of course, Ukraine with an enormous history of equipped lifting. And quite a number of world champions as well. And he looks comfortable.
He does. He looks in control.
Oh, he gets it there.
He's got it.
Let's see what the referees say. This could be a new world record. It is 375.5.
2-1.
He takes the world record and the first place position for the world championship with 1 lifter to follow.
10 kilos on the world record.
That is massive. But it's not over yet because Alexander Sikmaniev.
He would like his record back.
He wants to take a crack at that. That belongs to me, thank you. I'd like it back, please, at 376.
Wow. The weights are just unbelievable.
So
I mean, this would be a really respectable deadlift for anyone.
For anyone, yeah. 376. If he gets this, he gets his world record back and he gets the world championship. At the moment, Leskovets holds the world record and the world championship. It's all in his control now. It's a very nice touch. Gets a nice quick press command. I think he's got it there. He made that look generally pretty easy.
No.
Oh no, he gets 2 red lights.
Did the bar dip? His coach will be straight to the jury table, I'm certain of it.
His coach is going to the jury table now.
He's going at top speed.
We will wait and see, but at the moment, Leskovets has the world record and the world championship.
Chief Technical Officer Hanny Smith, he is on his feet. He's talking to the referees. What did you give that light for?
Wait to see what happens here.
I'm not certain. The blue card can be for lockout or it can be for downward movement of the bar. But we have the discussion now with the jury and the referees who gave the red lights.
Let's see what happens.
So high drama here. The world record and the world title rests on this decision.
So whilst they take care of that, we will move into the 120 pluses. So just to recap, Leskovets has 375.5 in the world record and the world championship, and we are just waiting on a jury decision now.
Whether Sikmaniev will get that lift overturned. He had the lift turned down, but the jury are discussing.
So right now we're in the 120
stands.
pluses. Well, they're not coming over to the panel, so I would imagine it is what it is, and Leskovets has the world championship and the world record.
Wow. So before we've even had time to get our breath back, here we have the 120 pluses. He's clipped the rack, he's clipped the hooks, so I don't think he could quite get that to lock
disappointing
out.
Way to start.
It is.
So the current world record is 425.5 kilos. That's a reasonably priced sedan.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to reach that today.
And another strong Belarus lifter, Vladimir Seredzin from Belarus, 50 years of age, looking for 262.5. Olga Ignatenko there coaching for Belarus, having a very busy afternoon and a very loud afternoon with the lifters from Belarus.
Here we go. Gets down to the chest very well, but his feet are up as well.
Let's have a look at the replay here. It just looks like he got the wrong angle on it. He gets a nice touch there, and he really pushed straight up there at the start, and then
it's right on
direction.
the edge of his feet as well.
Yuri Kovalchuk, Ukraine, 312.5. See if we can get some on the board. Oh, he's struggling with it there. It just gets back on him as well.
Of course, when you're dealing with the very top end of equipped bench competition, there might be a very narrow window on what you can actually get to the chest and press out.
Yeah, and that amount of weight these guys are handling, it really takes its toll, you know, on the nervous system, mentally, physically. So 320 kilos now for Michael Wagira from Poland.
$320 kilos on the bar.
And
Looking for our first successful lift in this class.
And we've just seen how important it is to get the opener on the board.
I don't think he's
finding it
locked
tough.
out.
I don't think
and
so.
I think his head came up anyway.
2 red lights. That is a no lift. So Kenneth Sandvik then.
His head was off too.
Yeah, his hip starts to lift. It never really looked like he was going to get there. Kenneth Sandvik from Finland, 330. Holds the Finnish record, I think.
At 371.
Very, very powerful lifter.
Sixth
And
place lifter in Japan. He's going to look to improve on that today.
And he's also an M1 lifter as well. The current Masters record is 385. He didn't get the best touch on that.
No, he's shaking his head.
Let's have a look at the replay. You can see his touch just wasn't overly clean. He eventually gets it into position, but probably not where he wanted it. You can see it dips as he pulls to the chest, gets a little bit off center. Marius Hole, 345 from Norway. We would like to see an opening lift go on the board.
No, he didn't manage to get one in Japan. Let's hope he can do better today.
Drags it down. Doesn't get a lot of power off, but I think he
he's
gets
got
it there.
I think we have a successful lift.
He is
He's
on the board with 345. And he's done his job. Sergei Yusov. Looking to open at 345 as well. They did 350, the European Men's Bench Press Championships in 2018.
He did 360 at the Siberian bench last year. Which makes me think that this should be fairly safe.
It should move quite well. He's an experienced lifter. Gets it off the chest well, but that lockout is causing problems. And he's not going to get there. So, no lift for that gentleman. Alfangero from Mongolia now, 350 kilograms. So this should be well within reach for him.
He was second place man in Japan with 375, but he only got that on his third attempt.
So 350 should be well within reach, and I would imagine that since Japan he has learnt some experience and some lessons from that and opened with something that is more manageable, I hope. Really compressing his chest.
I think it was
I
good.
think he's got
Yeah.
that there. 3 white lights,
Yes,
so he
he's
gets
on the
that on the
board.
board and puts himself in the gold medal position. One of only 2 lifters to get an opening lift on the board.
And this gives light to the often said fact from raw lifters that it's cheating, you just put a shirt on, you lift more weight. It is hard to
It
do.
seems so simple, doesn't it? You know? Oh, let's
Yeah.
put a shirt on, we can lift more weight.
But it's hard to keep control of.
It
You
is.
have to master that shirt.
It takes such a long time to get good at this. Kazuho Yomura from Japan now didn't get his 220 opener, clipped the rack, and there was so much action and things going on around the building at that particular time as well, probably didn't help him much.
Yeah.
So wants this 220. Going to put him into 3rd position.
Gonna have to watch his head, keep that down.
Yeah, that was a much better lift though.
It was.
3 white lights. He moved himself down the bench a little bit, I think, this time on his setup. Made sure he wasn't going to clip the
Yeah,
rack.
he got caught on the hooks last time, didn't he?
And that was very clean. So at the moment, he's in the bronze medal position. Yeladzimir from Belarus now. Opened with 240 and just really didn't get the right angle on it. All right, let's hope this time he can get the right angle. Get a nice fast drive off the chest. Gets the touch. And just really struggling at the top of the lockout there.
That is not going.
I mean, it's moving off his chest really fast.
But he just doesn't seem to be underneath it. Doesn't seem to be catching it and driving it home. His foot is completely up.
So
He
he's
can't
not
be
getting any
getting
drive
leg
out of that
drive
at
there.
all.
And
And
also,
he's shifting on the bench.
it's a fail.
Hips are coming up. Just needs to clean all that up. Bring the foot round, get it flat down.
I know a lot of lifters turn their feet out like that in order to keep the hips down, but that's no use if your foot comes up because you'll fail anyway.
So Yuri Kovalchuk from the Ukraine now, also looking at a second lift, 312 and a half. It's really going to come down to the people that can get a lift on the board. And this one's not going on the board. So again, no success. Michael Aguirre now looking for 320. He didn't have any success. He has a personal best listed of 300. And I'm not even entirely sure where he set that. Gets a good press that time, but still struggling at the lockout. Did he get that locked out?
I'm not sure.
He gets 2 red lights from the side referees and yellow cards, so
it's not for lockout, so let's see if we can see his foot's up. His foot's completely up.
Nearly completely off the floor. His butt lifts up. So he's not getting any power out of that leg drive. You know, we drill technique into our juniors and sub-juniors all the time, and you know, it doesn't matter how much experience you've got to keep drilling that technique. It's those little things that make the difference. So Kenneth Sandvik now from Finland, 330. great lifter, all-round nice guy. Would be really nice to see him put this on the board and put himself in medal contention.
Good touch.
That was a lot better.
Yeah, I think he's got that.
That touch made all the difference. 3 more lights. He's got the hands are in the air. That touch made the difference, didn't it? Look at that. Gets the quick command. Drives back through the legs. You see the foot position. They're flat on the ground. They're not turned completely sideways, so you can actually get drive out of them. So he puts himself in a position of possibly taking home a medal. Sergey Yusov now.
He's benched way more than this.
Yeah, look, when he nominated 345 as an opener, there wasn't really a second thought that it was going to be a hard opener, but he's really struggled to put it together. Looks a lot better. Let's have a look for the referees, and he does. He gets it on the board at 345. So Marius now from Norway, 352.5. This will move him into the gold medal position. He got his opener on the board at 345. So he has given himself every opportunity. And 345 to 352 is pretty conservative for the 120 plus class. Given also, bear in mind that he is, I think, the lightest lifter in the field at 122.85.
He's barely into the supers.
He's only just a 120 plus.
In fact, quite a few of them. There's 3 or 4 lifters that are only in the 123, 124 range.
Oh, he's pushing everything he's got, but just not today. So he'll sit there in the silver medal position and have another go at that. So 357.5 now. Alton Gero from Mongolia. So he is currently in the gold medal position. But it's not overly secure. Really taking his time there. He's used up 20 seconds already. That's the lift off.
He's off to the side a bit there.
Yeah, and you can see when he pressed there.
But he pushed through it. I'm not certain of the lockout.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Well, the referees think it's okay,
yep.
So
their opinion counts.
They have a better look than we do. Vladimir. So Belarus now, 240 on the bar. He has just struggled with this. And it really doesn't appear to be about the weight. It really is just seems to be technique. He's not getting good footing. He's not getting the leg drive. He's not getting under it. Just needs to slow things down and focus on the technique. And let the shirt do its thing. Oh, again, he's really pressing straight up.
Yep.
Again, he's just not getting that angle.
So that did not go how he expected today.
Not at all, unfortunately. So, have a look at the replay. Like, so even his bar path down is straight down. His foot's off the ground already. And once his foot's off the ground, he just doesn't have that stability or that drive. So he'll have to go back to the training room and work on that. Look at the videos, look at where he went wrong, and that's a fantastic thing. You can go back over the broadcast and actually see the different angles and look at what you did wrong. So 242.5, Kazuho Umura from Japan.
This will be a big PB for him.
Oh, can he lock it? I think he has. It's going to be close, not quite there.
His right arm was locking and unlocking.
Yeah, unfortunately, just didn't quite get it there. So that will be no lift. Michael Regira now. He has opted to go up to 327.5. He's missed 320 twice. And he's not having the best day.
Here he comes.
Well, he's going to need to get himself fired up for this one. Oh, again, he just couldn't quite keep control.
Just re-racked it.
He's just trying to show his respect to the platform crew there and take a load off.
He was just way too, just threw it backwards.
So
this is interesting now. Kovalchuk, he's failed 312.5 twice, so he's gone to 345.
Which interestingly won't change his rank either.
Won't get him on the podium. It'll get him on the board. No, I don't understand why he's done that. Unless he thinks it's going to get him a better touch. Maybe he's put a different shirt on. He seems to have a lot more adjustment in the shirt.
Certainly pulled it down a long way.
Maybe that's the answer. Jack the shirt down, put more weight on the bar. YOLO.
Well, it hasn't worked today.
It came down much better, but it did not go up at all.
An enormous amount of weight, though. So we go 347.5 for Kenneth Sandvik. He got his 330 on his second. He's currently in 4th position. This will put him into the silver medal position with 3 lifters to follow. He was super happy with his 330. 17.5 kilos isn't an enormous jump in this weight class. Oh, he's struggling with the touch there. He's gotten out of line. Yeah. He really
I think
just
at the
came off.
point where he'd lost it on the chest, that was never going.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult in a shirt to correct that line. Once the shirt starts pulling in one direction, if you let it go at all, it's almost impossible to pull it back. So 357.5 then. Per Marius from Norway to take him into the gold medal position temporarily. $357.5 kilos. This would be a personal best.
I think he has the loudest coach so far. This is for the gold medal.
Oh, he just did not get anything out of that shirt.
Oh,
He is
that's a
pressing that
brave
all
fight.
himself. So no luck.
So he's in silver medal position for the moment.
Yeah, Sergei Yusov now is also going to have a crack at that gold medal. He has the bronze medal pretty much wrapped up, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't lose that now.
So he's gone 3:57.5. He'd like to have a crack at taking the gold home.
Shoot for the moon.
Well, he's secure in bronze. He's got nothing to lose. And you don't get an opportunity for a world championship every day. Gets the start.
Took him a long time to get the start command. The side
I think
referee wasn't happy with
it
his
was his
position.
foot. And it's not going to happen, so he goes home with the bronze.
He got it.
There. He managed to push it through.
Wow.
And we won't get a replay on that one, unfortunately. But right now,
No, he's
this
going to
man-
change. He had
yeah, I'd
three.
imagine so. He
Yeah.
only needs to lift
360.
360.
Yeah. So he had 380 on as a placeholder. Now he's going to
that was
change
to ensure he got the lift last.
360.
360.
He would
wants the
be
gold.
crazy to do anything else.
So we will load 360 on the bar. And the bar is loaded. He's fired up.
He's been in the lead all the way through. He wants to take that back.
He's the only one of 2 lifters that got an opening lift on. Only one of 4 lifters that got their second lift. He needs the third to take back the gold medal. 360 kilograms. Big breath in. Oh, he's a little bit off center.
It's going though.
He's
I
going to
think
get
he's got
there.
it.
I think he's crawled back, and he has.
He has
He
3
has
white
taken
lights.
back the gold medal and the world championship.
3 white lights, 3 good lifts wins the competition.
Consistency all the way through. And that is going to go a long way to rebuilding the confidence of the Mongolian team. They've had a rough week so far. That will help a lot. What an afternoon of competition. Absolutely out of control. We have seen some 5 attempts at a world record in one session.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Absolutely incredible. Don't go far away. We have the medal ceremony coming up very, very soon. And then tomorrow morning, we start the day with the men's M3 to M4, 59 to 74 kilo at 11 a.m.
I want to introduce you Gaston Farage and Farshid Sultani for passing the medals. All lifters get memory badges. Starting with class 105, third place goes to Zdenek Tohacek, Czech Republic, 217.5 kilos. Second place, Yuki Sato, Japan, 275 kilos. And the first place, Evgeny Roenko, Russian Olympic Committee, 325 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for Anthem of Russian Olympic Committee. Moving on with class 120, third place, Alexander Sikmenev, Russian Olympic Committee, 362.5 kilos. Second place, Himet Serian Bata, Mongolia, 365 kilos. And the first place, Viktor Leskovets, Ukraine, 375.5 kilos. Please stand up for national anthem of Ukraine. With class 120 plus, third place, Per Marius Holle, Norway, 345 kilos. Second place, Sergei Usov, Russian Olympic Committee, 357.5 kilos. And the first place, Altengerel Buinkam, Mongolia, 360 kilos. Please stand up for national anthem of Mongolia. Thank you, lifters.